Hey, it's Russ from here on the Infectious Groove Music channel. Thanks for joining us for one of our weekday videos. I'm sure if you are a subscriber to the channel, then you know we have 4 videos every single week. If you would please make sure you've hit that notification bell so that you know when we have new videos on Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. If you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button, then grab the notification bell while you're at it. Today's video is the second of 2 videos that I'm doing on one of my favorite years since I've been alive in music, and that is the year 1994. There were some monster albums that were released that year. I already did a video on 5 singles that I love from that year, so if you haven't seen that yet, take a look at that after this video is done. And one disclaimer I always put on these videos: they are meant to cause discussion. We always talk about things that we like on here. We never talk about things we don't like. We just leave those out. But this is not meant to be a definitive list. This is not my 5 favorite albums from 1994, except for one, but we'll get there. But this is meant to cause comments from you. So please leave a comment. Let me know what you think about my picks for these 5 great albums from 94 and some of yours, and leave them in the comments below. And I would love to have a discussion with you. The first one that I always think of is an album that I was looking forward to, but like nobody else I knew really was. And then it ended up blowing up the band in the way that I had hoped that they would eventually. And that is Live Throwing Copper. And I worked at a record store at the time, surprise, surprise. And I loved the first live album. I remember Pain Lies on the Riverside, and the whole record I really like. Operation Spirit. And they didn't really get as big as I thought they should off of that first record. So when we got in a promo copy of Throwing Copper months before it was released, I was really looking forward to it. And the record was everything that I wanted it to be. And now, of course, if you're watching this video, you know, Selling the Drama and I Alone and Lightning Crashes, all of those songs that are on here. It's just amazing. But it really elevated the band to the stature that I was hoping they were going to be when they came out of the gate. So it was a great record from 94 that I have a very personal connection to, because I was kind of rooting for them. Another one where I was rooting for them, and I don't think this record gets anywhere near the recognition that it deserves, is the Black Crowes' third effort, Amora. Now, I'm throwing up the censored version of the album cover here. I'm aware that this is the censored version of the album cover. Algorithm, YouTube rules. I just don't want any issues. But if you want to know what the original cover is, if you're not aware, just Google it. But I would argue it's not safe for work because it was banned at the time. But there was so much hype on the Black Crowes coming out of their second record, The Southern Harmony. And I don't disagree with it. It's a fantastic record. Certainly one heck of a sophomore effort. But I think their third album really shows where the Black Crowes were going to go from there. Which arguably is probably not great, because commercially they continued to decline. But for me, my love for the Black Crowes only grew from the third album on. If you haven't listened to this record in a long time, or if you don't remember much from it, I don't think me naming songs will help, but check out tracks like High Head Blues, the album opener, Gone. My favorite ballad the Black Crowes have ever done, Wiser Time, which is a road song, like a turn the page type song. And there's other good ballads on here. There's such rockin' songs on there. This album is really where my full blown love for the Black Crowes began. The next one that I have is, this is one you own this record. If you're watching this channel, you own this record. If you claim to not be a fan of this record, of this band, you own this record. If you were alive in 1994, you own this record. Nirvana MTV Unplugged in New York. All the sadness and the tragedy that came along with Nirvana in that year. This album helped many of us at that time through what occurred. And I don't want to understate any of that. I don't want to undersell any of that. But what I do want to say is that this is a fantastic Unplugged that I firmly believe would have remained this popular had tragedy not struck. Sure, there's some hits on there. Come As You Are is on there. About a Girl, I would say About a Girl became a hit because of this. All Apologies is on there, but the covers and non hits that are picked for this are masterfully picked out from a set list standpoint, and they're fantastic versions of them. So I'm not going to labor it too much. The only thing I am going to say is two of my all-time favorite Nirvana songs, Dumb and Penny Royalty, are on here, and I think they're my favorite versions of that song, those songs. The next one is one I think is mildly underrated, maybe. I don't know. Maybe this is for the comment section for you to tell me if I'm crazy, and maybe this record is rated or overrated even. Is the Stone Temple Pilots sophomore record, Purple, almost said Plush, Purple. I was prepped for this record because of the song Big Empty being included on the Crow soundtrack, which everybody owns. But I think the rest of it is so good. Still Remains, Pretty Penny is one of my favorite Stone Temple Pilots songs. Vaseline, it's just loaded. Like I think that this is a far better record than their debut record. It could be just me, but you know, and I don't really dislike anything about their debut record, but I think the second one, it just kills it. And like I say, I think Pretty Penny, if you haven't listened to that song by Stone Temple Pilots in a while, throw that on. And then maybe revisit some other tracks from this, but Stone Temple Pilots, Purple, absolute banger of a record, sophomore effort from 1994. Now the next one, far and away my favorite record of the year. If you're a longtime viewer of the channel and you have any idea of when this band released albums, you know what's coming. Pink Floyd, The Division Bell. I didn't even realize this was going to be a thing until late 93. The first time I heard of the record was a article in Rolling Stone saying it got delayed till April of 94. And I was like, wait, Pink Floyd's working on a record? Like, I didn't even know. And then in the spring, I heard the first single, Keep Talking, or at least the first single in America. And I didn't love it. I was like, oh no, I don't hate this, but I don't love this. And I didn't know what to expect. And then the record came out, and it, you know, on the channel, I'm a longtime Roger Waters defender. Roger Waters is my favorite songwriter of all time. In my opinion, this is what the best Pink Floyd is going to sound without Roger Waters. And I don't say that to detract from Dave, Rick, or Nick. I think that if they had come out of the gate with something this strong in Momentary Lapse of Reason's place, maybe the rest of the band's history, we could have got more from. I think this is in every way as strong of a record as any one of the ones that they did with Roger. What Do You Want From Me pulls apart. Marooned, a great day for freedom. Wearing the Inside Out, a fantastic Richard Wright vocal and fantastic track. The singles, Keep Talking, Take It Back, High Hopes. It's loaded, and it's in my mind, it's still the last Pink Floyd studio record. I know that Pink Floyd did release another studio record afterwards, The Endless River. I have thoughts. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. But for me, the only tour I ever got to see Floyd on was the Division Bell tour in 94. I got to see him 2 nights in a row. But the record is everything that I hoped it would be. Whereas the prior record I had made excuses for and said, well, it says Pink Floyd on the cover, so I have to love this. You know, I genuinely love the Division Bell. As I said at the start of the video, 1994 was a banger of a year. It's one of my favorite years in the history of music. Certainly since I've been alive. I know this is not supposed to be any sort of comprehensive list of the best of 1994. So I know if you're watching this channel, you have favorites that I didn't mention. Let me know what you think of my picks in the comment section. Share some of yours. Hit the like button if you haven't. All the YouTube stuff, please. And if you would please share this around, maybe with your friends, text it to someone, send it, post it on your Facebook page, helps our channel grow. But no matter what, we appreciate you stopping by. Thank you so much for watching.